Good evening and welcome back to Mystic Matters. We, or I, am the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce, and you see this evening familiar faces who I'm going to reintroduce to you this evening, but we want to make sure and shout out to Tricia Walsh and tell her to have a great vacation. And so I'm sort of pinch hitting solo, but if you can look to my right, you will recognize the one and only Tricia Cunningham, who used to be the president of the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. There she is right now. And also currently director of development at Fairview Oddfellows Home.
Yes.
And welcome back, Tricia.
Thank you very much.
But I think we kind of missed a little step there.
What do you mean?
Well, the one and only James Rosenman.
Oh.
It's the one and only Tricia Cunningham.
And welcome back to
we saved
Mr.
the best
Matters.
for last,
We
as
did
per
save-
usual.
yes,
You
yes.
always save the best for last.
Yes,
I know your routine.
and you know that. and James, CEO and administrator for Fairview Oddfellows Home.
Yep.
So you're not a very busy guy.
No, not at all. We just, we just kind of sit around and we go on TV shows.
Yes, and go to a lot of events.
Yeah, we go on that. So no.
But first of all, James, I just want to thank you. In the time that you have been with Fairview, which is about 3 years now?
Yeah, it's about
Nicely
right.
done.
I want to say that this team, and I've worked with Fairview for many, many, many years. First time in my mind, and I think in the community's mind, you have done a great job with community outreach.
Thank you.
Fairview, and we'll get into that, talk about a little bit of accreditation down the line here, but you've got a great name. But I think the facility, which is wonderful in itself, but as far as community outreach, you can be the best place ever, but I think it's due to the leadership of this organization. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Now, did you move from here? From where did you move from?
From Massachusetts.
Okay.
Down to Rhode Island to work at Connecticut.
Okay, so are
So
you
I'd
a
have to
better
get that
driver
straight.
now? Because Massachusetts drivers, I'm not going to say this on public TV,
Of course not.
but are you a better driver here in Connecticut?
That's debatable.
Okay, good.
It's one of those things where you get trained properly in Massachusetts.
Okay, and then you
can
just come
branch
here.
out. Yeah, you can branch out. But moved in to Rhode Island and to Connecticut, and it's just a lovely area. It's been phenomenal being here, and not just living in Rhode Island, but particularly in the Mystic area in Connecticut. It's just such a beautiful area and such a great close-knit community. I really enjoy it. It's really wonderful.
So tell me a little bit about what is going on now at Fairview.
So you mentioned the community outreach, and I appreciate that compliment. The real compliments to the team, to Tricia sitting next to you, and to the rest of our awesome employees at Fairview. Not just providing phenomenal care and doing all of the great work that they do every day, but the community outreach is a piece, something that we've really been working on expanding. And Tricia, I'm sure we'll get into this a little later, but everyone's really working hard to make sure that we're civically engaged and that we're not just a building on the hill, however beautiful a building that is or how beautiful a campus that is, but that we're also getting out there and we're giving back and we're contributing as well to the community that that we're in and that supports us.
Well, an organization like Fairview and a lot of other organizations, there's always a need. And right now, what is it that you guys are working on?
For community outreach, there's a couple things, like how we're working externally. One of the main things we've been doing is working with the Alzheimer's Association and fundraising for the Walk to End Alzheimer's. And last year was our second year participating in the walk, but really our first year really engaging the team and doing some fundraising on campus for the Alzheimer's Association. And last year we were won first place for the region in corporate support for the Walk to End Alzheimer's. So we were really proud of that. And this year we plan to maintain that level.
And when is that walk, Tricia?
It's September 19th. Don't quote me. Go onto Alzheimer's Association website. I think it's Saturday, September 19th at Ocean Beach Park in New London. So that much I know, but the actual date I could be off a little bit, but I think it's September 19th. But so right now we have a sign-up sheet in our building, and right now we have over 20 staff members signed up. It's only early June. you know, and we have over 20 staff members signed up to participate in the
Wow.
walk. So the staff participation
Right, you
is
see the
is
camaraderie.
terrific. Exactly.
Right, right.
Stepping up to participate in something bigger than themselves. Another thing, we kind of informally adopted a local park right in downtown.
Now that's something that I had not heard. I thought I knew
No,
everything
you were
about
going
Fairview.
to, because we have a mulch distribution that
Well-
we have to do that we were going to talk to you about after the show, but
Good.
there's nothing
like
like putting
to
you
say
on the
that.
spot
Thank you.
for
I
it. Yes,
said-
right.
I
Thank
you up to help.
so
Got
much.
the spreading that we got to do. Yeah.
But speaking about spreading the word, that's the first time that I've heard. That's a good segue, James Rosenman. But what is that? I mean,
So no, there's a little park
Okay.
in Thames, on Thames Street in the city of Groton called
Alrighty.
Thames River Landing, and it's actually going to be the site of the water taxi when that is launched.
yeah, that's
Um,
a couple of.
It's probably a year out.
down-
It's probably
okay.
not this year, but next year. But that park is going to be a popular little site, and we've informally adopted it last fall. We had about 12 staff members come and tend to the park. We weeded, cut out a lot of weeds and trees and brushes and things. So we were there for a while. This week we have about 20 staff members volunteering again. So it's just terrific. So again, getting the staff members to step outside of Fairview together as a team to do something for the community. We've supported MASH and sponsored their events and
Because that
James-
goes hand in hand too. Yeah.
housing. you
Yes,
know?
absolutely.
Housing.
And James, you serve on the
He serves on
I do.
board.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And another thing.
And quite a nice gala.
That was a nice
Yeah,
gala. That was
we raised a
beautiful.
lot of money for the Mystic Area Shelter for the Homeless, and a nice tribute to.
because you were at
Reverend-
the podium, you know, getting people's
yes,
bids up.
yes,
She got a few bids.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. I'm
yeah.
quite very shy at the podium.
Persuasive,
Very shy.
one might say.
But you know, you talk about these organizations. You know, years ago that people just sort of stuck by their own organization, and now I think partnering with other somewhat like organizations is really helpful
Right.
in the world of nonprofits and
Yeah.
you know. These days too. Just getting a little bit back, James, about the campus. So how many units are actually in Fairview? Tell us a little bit about your campus, your inside campus.
Yeah, so our campus is we have kind of a multitude of options on our campus. So we have skilled nursing, which is the kind of the core of the campus. So we have a 120 bed skilled nursing facility. We also have independent living apartments that are rental apartments.
Within the
So
compound.
yeah, so it's right. It depends what way you want to look at it. It's behind or in front of the
Right,
building.
right.
But it's that beautiful kind of big stone building that you'll see from the river. And then we also have more up like a cottage apartment. So we have other rental apartments that are in really next to Fairview. And then in the Thames Edge community are 23 homes in our phase one, which are on a beautiful part of the property. And then on the other side of the Fellowship Manor, which is the apartment building, we're building 17 new homes that are on the river. So there's a lot going on at Fairview, and so we have entry fee homes that are houses, and they're beautiful houses, and they range in square footage and in cost. And we have rental apartments, which are really wonderful apartments, and we have the skilled nursing on our campus, and we do outpatient therapy on our campus. And so we have a lot of different options for people for both living and for healthcare in terms of housing and healthcare.
So just getting into a little bit of projection in the future, are you finding that, I mean, we're building obviously more homes, skilled. You've got all the amenities there. Is this a push because of the baby boomers? What is baby boomers anyways? I would really like to know that, because if I fall into that, I'm
You're
leaving right now.
way too young,
As I
way
was
too young
saying
for that.
to you.
Obviously, you're too young for
Obviously,
that.
I mean, it's obvious. But as I was saying, I knew this was going to be a great show. But I mean, there is a push for that type of housing, and it's getting earlier and earlier. Only because, I mean, I've read this in history books, but for instance, like in my generation, which is, we won't get into that, but there's a lot of talk and a lot of buzz, and even amongst my, fellow friends, pushing that way, sort of.
Right.
How important is that to your type of facility?
So with our independent living houses and our apartments, but even more so right now our apartments, because it's really active senior housing, it's 55 and older.
Yes.
We have people that are in there, which you're years away.
Years.
But we'll give you the information anyway, just
right.
in the future.
In the mail too, please.
In the mail, right, in the mail, right.
But it's changing, James. It really is
Yeah.
changing. I mean, even the thinking is changing.
It's not, so what we don't have is your typical kind of parents, grandparents retirement community.
Right.
We don't have, bingo at 2 o'clock, however fun bingo is.
Right.
And we don't have, you come to the dining room at 5 and you wear your coat and all those, and those are all nice things. But as you just mentioned in very astute observation is that the boomers and even some older generations are really looking for flexibility. They're not looking for an institutionalized type of setting. They're looking to choose what they want to do. They don't necessarily want to live in an apartment with long hallways. They want to live in a house. It may not be as large as the house they move from, or maybe it is.
Some kind of independence.
It's a lot of independence, and we have people who still work, and we have people that are that don't and retire and they enjoy doing all kinds of things. But it's having the flexibility to kind of enjoy and do what you want to do, and the freedom to do what you want to do, and not have to worry about the ice dams or the leak in the kitchen, whatever it is, the 1,000 things that go wrong,
Well, just
all the time.
shoveling your driveway. Now, the people that have come into sort of those independent living, do they also have sort of an option to go into Fairview if needed into that facility, or that is a waiting list? Or
Very good question. So if they go into the homes, they have a discount that they can get for long-term care if they ever would need that in the nursing home. So they get a very substantial discount, and that helps preserve assets. But they also get priority into the nursing home if they ever need it. And that's not just long-term. We talk a lot about long-term care, but Fairview does a significant amount of short-term care. If somebody leaves the hospital and they're not quite ready to go home yet, so they come to Fairview to get better, to receive physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, whatever. Get our phenomenal nursing care, and
which you are known for.
we are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm biased. I'm very biased, but we provide awesome care, and there are other places that do great care too. But I mean, I'm not there.
No, I know.
But I know that we. From in front of the house to the behind the scenes, that the number one care and concern is the residents and patients, and it's our employees who provide that great care, and so we spend a lot of time and effort to make sure that we're doing our best to take care of our employees too, because they're the ones that are taking care of them.
Well, that's important. Like I said, the facility is as good as their employees. So Tricia, we
Well,
talk
you just
about
said something. Can I
Yes.
can I jump in? You
Sure,
just said
absolutely.
You mentioned the keyword employees, and I wanted to mention that this past year that Fairview was named Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce's Employer
Yes,
of the
and
Year.
congratulations.
We were recognized
Yeah.
as the Employer of the Year, and that's in large
that's
part
huge.
because of the Fairview family
Yes.
and the both the benefits that James has brought to the table and how everybody looks out for each other, but just the environment, the work environment is wonderful.
So I'm out there in the community quite a bit, Tricia, and we talk about
I've
a little
never
bit.
seen you out.
Never, never. I'm new.
News. How's Connecticut? What do you like to hear?
Connecticut, this little environment, it's a new place. I had to put, on my GPS to find this place, anyways. But Tricia, we talk a little bit about fundraising. I know that's a major part of your job. When you go out to the community and you ask for donations, sponsorship, tell me why Fairview should be put on their radar, because let's face it, that's not one of the things that you would normally give to.
Well, I'll tell you.
So what are programs that you have that would affect, let's say, well, forget me, I'm just you know what, I'm a sucker anyway, so I just give to Fairview, okay? You know what I mean? Call me up and let's help you. But you know what I'm saying? What is, so when you go out as Director of Development, what is your sell?
Well, one of the key things in this past year that James has developed at Fairview is our new memory care program.
Right.
It's our Guided
Right.
Journeys memory care program, and it's a new program at Fairview, and I have James talk a little bit
Mm-hmm.
more about that, and the specifics of that. But that was a major overhaul of a program area and of an area of our building
Mm-hmm.
that a lot of changes had to take place. So last year was one of my primary fundraising
Yes.
goals, as is
Yes.
continuing.
Continue, yep.
So and this year, and everybody you talk to, you can't find somebody who hasn't been affected by someone in their life with dementia or Alzheimer's. You know someone in your life that has been affected by that. So
And
that,
growing.
Yeah, unfortunately.
And growing.
yes, and there's a
growing.
great need for that, and there's a great need for a place that has a committed care for individuals with dementia and Alzheimer's, and that's what the memory care program is for. So that's what I'm fundraising for.
Right. So tell me about that memory care program.
Yeah, so we started that about a year ago, Tricia said, and it was really a team effort. We have our nursing staff, our director of nursing, we brought someone in to help set up the program. You know, everyone's involved in it. We have our entire second floor of our
Is
facility.
this a growing program, James, or
it
is this
is.
something that just started, you started at Fairview, or a little bit of both?
That's a good question. So we've always had individuals that have memory care or cognitive issues, various sources of various forms of dementia like Alzheimer's. But what we really did was invested in an area and the programming and all the different things that are important to the quality of life, the physical environment. To really formalize that program, and we call it Guided Journeys because it really is a journey.
I like that. I like
And
guided journeys,
we're there
yeah.
to, we're not there. We don't have an institutional mindset that everything they need everything done for them. They're helpless. All of those different things, all those stereotypes that are not true, because different people are at different areas and different people have different challenges. It's
And
about
at
getting
different times.
different
That's what
times.
the journey.
That's
Yeah.
what
That's
the
what
journey.
the journey is about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're there to help them along the way with whatever, wherever they are in that journey. And, it is, we take that very seriously. So we have all different types of programs so that we can meet the individualized needs of the people that are up there. And some, like I said, some people have different challenges than others. But it's really about getting people to the highest level of independence that they can and the highest quality of life. And so I was just going to say that a lot of times what you hear is that, particularly with skilled nursing facilities, that they have a locked unit for the memory, for memory care, and that's their memory care program, and that's not what we're about.
Okay.
I'm not, yes, it has to be secure, yes, you have to have those things, but it's about, it's about not having to, just rely on those things.
Right,
It's about
right.
keeping, people shouldn't be sitting in the hallways or sitting in
Right.
their rooms. It's about making sure that we always have comprehensive programming going on. We have the right people up there. Our recreation therapy department, which is, activities, is on our
Because
second
there's
floor
still
now.
something there in an Alzheimer's patient.
always.
You know what I mean? There's some,
You want to talk about the music
Yeah, I was
and
just
memory?
going to say,
Yeah.
one of the things that we instituted last year as part of this is the music and memory program.
Yeah,
So
this
Fairview
is
was
cool.
certified in the music and memory program, and what
Wow.
that is it's international at this point. It's a growing program, but not too many facilities in the state of Connecticut are certified, and we are one of the few.
when you say
And-
certified, Tricia,
because
what is
it's
it?
a national program,
Okay.
and you had to go through
Right.
the certification process
do
to
this,
be one of
okay.
the areas that
That
promotes
institute,
it
yeah,
and
promotes
has
it,
it
right.
as part of the
Yeah.
offering. So what it is music is something that people come alive when they hear music.
Well, you know
And
that even, I mean, you hear
tap your feet. Like
yeah,
I know with
yeah.
my grandmother, like
Right. But you even hear a
she might not
song,
be
it
moving her
brings you
body too
back.
much, but she would always
Yes.
tapping her feet and,
Right.
and engaged and or starting to sing along.
Mm-hmm.
So with this, it's you interview the family, you get a real sense of the individual and their history and what kind of music was special to that person, and then we take that and put together an iPod for them where it's not the fancy iPod. You need something nice and simple, so just with 5 or 10 songs, and so that individual can have their
Well,
5 or 10
it's a
songs
stimulation.
that are special to them.
It's a very
And-
stimulating.
Exactly. So there's a couple people where there was one person. There was 2 activities going on. He was planting a plant, so there was that, and he also had his music on, and so he was moving and grooving, and he's planting. So it's a lot of fun to see people come alive in that fashion, and so that's a program that we've instituted. So a lot of fundraising for that as well,
Right.
to get that underway and to get everybody, because every staff members had to be trained, and we have a music therapist that comes in and helps with that, and there's programming that goes in alongside that as well.
So James, we've talked a little bit about the patients, okay, but tell me, how much interaction do you have with the families? Because is it the family at this point that's making the decisions, or is it both, or is it a little bit of both? You know what I mean? How much interaction does Fairview have with the?
A lot, a tremendous amount. I mean,
Because who's making the decisions?
it
here?
depends. It depends on if you're talking about. Are you talking about more on the dementia?
Yes.
Okay, so more.
Well,
on,
actually,
but
both,
both, because that's why I'm asking. Because it's
Yeah, so there's short- yeah,
so it depends on if you're there. When, like I said, we do a lot of short-term rehabilitations. That's a different floor, and there's a different unit for that. It just depends on the situation. It depends on the person's wishes. I mean, there are people who are perfectly able to make good decisions who want a representative to help make the decisions, for them or with them, and they're the ones who speak, who. But we have, and a lot of patients advocate for themselves, and a lot of families advocate, and it just depends on the situation. A lot of the families are very involved at Fairview, which is wonderful. It's one of those very important things that when the families are bought into the programs that are going on, they know what's going on, and they can help participate in that. We have family members who volunteer with us, and so it really is, goes back to that Fairview family. Our family members of our residents and patients are involved, and it's a great thing.
it's funny because I know some people that even have, their loved ones have passed on, and they continue to support Fairview and continue to volunteer at Fairview. So it's sort of a long-range journey with some of the families.
Yeah, family members get very connected because they get connected with the staff. You come in there every day, once a week, you get connected with the staff, and it becomes an extended part of your family.
So how secure is this building?
In terms of,
I mean, can anybody just walk in and out, or is there, do they handcuff them when they come in?
well, so when you come in,
Or is it a certain part of
Yeah.
the building that's secure?
well, they handcuff you, or
Oh, well, yeah, I can.
it-
I don't know if that, maybe, yeah.
so we have.
No, we hear about people leaving the facilities and things like that.
Yeah, so we
and-
have a lot of different protocols in place
Okay.
for those kind of things for people coming in, and security type systems and programs for people that
I guess that was a police question from my side,
Yeah, or have a propensity maybe to wander or other things. So we have protocols in place and systems in
that,
place to
yeah.
help deal with that, and it's something that we obviously take very seriously, and we're always looking at ways that we can constantly improve. But I think we're very safe and secure buildings.
So Tricia, we only have about 5 minutes. Have you guys guessed that it went along so fast? But tell us about some little upcoming events,
Yeah.
and then also how people can help.
Okay.
I'm looking at this right now.
That was so that we wouldn't forget.
Yes, yes.
So as I said, a lot of what I'm doing right now is fundraising for the memory care program, the Guided Journeys memory care program. So I want to touch on really quick an event we had back in January, just to backtrack, because I want to thank you. You are a major sponsor for the Art of Chocolates.
Almost
Yes.
forgot about that. I thought we were going back to the auction.
Oh no!
Oh yeah,
I'll get to the auction too, though. So okay.
Yes.
So, but the Art of Chocolate was an amazing
Fantastic,
event.
a great event.
An amazing event, and we had about 15 vendors at the
great.
Mystic Marriott. People paid for a ticket, and you came in and you ate chocolate, as much chocolate as you could.
Is that going
want.
on again, too?
It is going to
Yeah,
happen
fantastic.
again this January. I think the
Fantastic.
date is January 24th. Stay tuned, you'll hear about it. But it was a huge success. But that was an opportunity for Fairview to have an event outside
Right.
in the community, and
Great.
it was really well received. So
Good
it was a
job.
good introduction to Fairview for a lot of people, and it was a very nice event. And again, the people that participated, the businesses that participated, they
Everybody had a
participated
great
because
time.
they knew it was going to a good cause and knew the memory care program was important. So now
Can
our
we just jump in
fundraiser-
real quick and
Sure.
interrupt and
Yeah.
just, and Tricia and her committee, and Tricia particularly, and others did such an awesome
Oh,
job. And
fantastic.
it was just, it was such,
was fun.
it was just
It
such
was
a cool event. It was just such a cool event.
James is like, I want to go back to that
Yeah.
day.
I know.
I didn't. I had a bellyache. It was
I
great.
put my head under a chocolate fountain. but they just did such a great
was
job,
fun.
and I think they
Yeah.
just.
You're absolutely
that's
right,
important to see that. So.
Thank you. So then the other event that we have coming up, well, it's not really an event, but
Right.
it's our fundraiser, is our annual raffle.
Yes.
So in the past, you might be familiar with the car raffle. Suzette's like, when is it my turn to win, is what she's wondering right now in her head when she gives me that look. Because she's been a very staunch supporter
Yes.
and has
Yeah,
bought
no,
tickets
but
every year. So,
more than happy
so this is a fundraiser. Normally it's been a car raffle. This year it's a cash raffle. So the grand prize is $14,000.
Yes.
And so if you're interested in buying tickets for a chance to that, you can find me at fairviewct.org and find me there, and you can actually get a ticket online. You can order it online. And then the other thing I want to tell everybody about, to give you a heads up, is we have our annual Antiques and Collectibles auction. While it's not until November, I collect items for that year round.
All year round,
So if you're
right.
spring cleaning or going through some items and you find an antique or a collectible or a piece of artwork or fine jewelry that you don't really want to just donate to like Salvation Army, but you don't know what to do with, it's special. Donating it to Fairview for our Antiques and Collectibles
I
auction
still
would
have
be
the
a
mirror,
nice.
the coffee table, the rocking chair.
The artwork. She's been at our auction a few times.
It's a wonderful event, I must say.
glassware,
And the
yeah.
glassware, but it's also fun. I just get into the frenzy. I don't
bidding,
want it.
yeah.
I don't want anybody to bid against me.
And what's fun about the auction is it's a live auction. That is silent and live in the live auction, but there's lots of different price points.
Yeah.
So everybody can bid on something. There's something for everybody there. So I think that kind of wraps it up. There's always something going on. So, but
Well-
fairviewct.org is our website, and that's where we list all of our events. And we also have a newsletter. So if you want to be added to our mailing list, you can sign up that way too.
Well, Tricia, thank you so much. It's a pleasure
you.
having you on. And James Rosenman, whatever it is, it's whatever it is today. It's always a pleasure to have you on Mystic Matters.
you.
And you've done a great job on the community outreach. And I look forward to the next time when we're all together, which will be soon.
I'm sure.
We are the Greater Mystic Chamber of Commerce. Mystic Matters. Good evening.